Welcome to PAR Podcast, episode 76.14. PAR Podcast is an audio supplement for Public Administration Review, the premier professional journal in the field of public administration. This year, 2015, PAR celebrates 75 years of furthering public administration research, theory, and practice. This episode features comments by Christian Adam, a postdoctoral researcher at the University of Munich in Germany. Dr. Adam discusses his article titled, "Are Some Citizens More Equal Than Others? Evidence from a Field Experiment," co-authored with Stephan Grohs and Christoph Knill. This article is currently available on Early View and will be published in Public Administration Review, Issue 76, Volume 1.
One of the basic principles of good administrative practice is the equal treatment of all citizens. This is not only the case in the United States, but in all modern democracies with a thorough commitment to adherence to the law. In Germany, for example, according to the German constitution, public administration is committed to equal treatment, irrespective of gender, descent, race, language, home country, creed, as well as religious or political convictions. The big question is, of course, whether these principles are adhered to in everyday administrative practices. Our paper represents an attempt to design a field experiment able to tell us about this, about the prevalence of discrimination in administrative practices. To do so, we focused on roughly 500 largest cities in Germany and confronted them with citizen requests by email. We randomly assigned the cities into a control and treatment group. In the control group, citizen requests were sent from fake citizens with a typical German name. In the treatment group, the very same requests were sent in the name of fake citizens with a typical Turkish name. We chose Turkish names as treatment because these represent the largest ethnic minority in Germany. Within each group, 50% of requests were sent with male names, German or Turkish. The other half was sent with female names, again, German or Turkish. Finally, we varied between two different types of requests. One request dealt with kindergarten placement and children discounts in public facilities. In the other request, we asked for recommendations about sites to visit in the city and a place where we could park our mobile home overnight. All answers were coded in terms of whether they were answered at all, how quickly so, and in terms of their quality. Our findings suggest that differences in answers' quality, most importantly in their level of service orientation, are best explained by the interplay of gender-specific stereotypes and ethnicity. The two requests can be seen to be in conformity with dominant stereotypical orientations or not. A request for childcare placement by a male citizen can be seen as challenging a stereotype, while the same can be said of a mobile home inquiry sent by a female citizen. Stereotypes about these gender-specific roles can be assumed to be stronger among the German public and among German administrators when they concern Turkish families with a stereotypically strong orientation in Muslim faith and paternalistic family structures. Now, this interplay between ethnicity and gender seems to be important. Specifically, we see positive discrimination, where stereotype nonconformity is maximized, and we see negative discrimination, where requests conform to stereotypes most closely. Male Turkish senders, for example, received by far the best answers of all groups on kindergarten requests, but in turn they received worst answers on requests related to the overnight parking of mobile homes. So while we do find generally some evidence that not all citizens are treated equally, our results also indicate that the difference is not very large, which is a quite positive note to end with for this podcast. We hope we could interest you in reading our paper.
This concludes PAR Podcast, episode 76.14. To listen to additional episodes and learn more about Public Administration Review, please visit us online at publicadministrationreview.org. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter at PA Review. Thanks for listening.